Hey guys, what's up? It's Billy, your WildReefKeeper, and I'm here on another Reef Sunday, a holy day for reefers. I usually work on my tank every Sunday. So what I have going on behind me here, just to give you a quick update from last week, the AquaFx RO is going great. I'm going to go into detail on that in a minute. I'm preparing another 200-gallon water change. I don't like changing that much of the bacteria or water out of the tank. So I did a 250-gallon water change last week. Now that water was a lot better. We've upgraded the system behind me so that there are 0 chloramines coming out of there. I'll go back to, I'm going to release a full Aquageddon video or look at some of my previous posts. We've just got really bad water where we built this house. So AquaFx has been amazing. I now have pure water this week, and I'll show you why. So I sent in the ICP to AquaFx, who have been great. For someone who's had experience as an entrepreneur with a warehouse of more than 75 people, customer service center of 35 people, the customer service provided by AquaFx is second to none. They're wonderful. Shout out to Jeremy over there. You listen to all my issues. This is kind of like a unique issue here with the house and the situation that we had going on. I had already installed a lot of whole house filtration, and I'm still getting a 450 TDS after that filtration. That's how bad the water is. When we first moved in, the city was having an issue, and my whole house filtration that normally replaced the sediment filters every 6 months, they were lasting about 2 weeks, then they were lasting about a month, then 2. So anyways, we were going through a municipality issue. They even have a well filter on municipal water now. Anyways, the most fabulous RODI I've ever seen, provided by AquaFx. We went with the 500-gallon per day bluefin system, which is this part here, and this part is the original system. I added on the pressure booster, and I added on extra DI resin for the amount of metals that I'm finding in the water. So we still had some chloramine. What AquaFx did was send me this carbon block, double carbon block, which is amazing. It's a monster. And what we're doing is we've got softening resin in this chamber instead of carbon. And then it's going to the first carbon and then these 2 bad boys over here. So essentially we've added a 7, 8, 9, 10 part RODI system into this house for the tank. My TDS has never looked better. So this is coming in is 476 right now, 477. We've got 0 on the line out. And after the first part, carbon is 37. And that goes down to as much as 23, 24. I shut the system off overnight because I had to replumb some things. Long story short, my stop valve isn't working here. I have to change that around. I have to plug that hole on the side. I've made a lot of changes and then moved the RODI down here. So I've got to patch some holes on here. I just didn't trust it overnight. I didn't want to flood my basement or garage. I'm in Florida, live in a stilt home. But so this is what AquaFx sent over. I love this system. I had an RODI with smaller cartridges, and I was having to replace them, catch them within 12 to 24 hours as they would exhaust. Now, I'll point out here that this DI, this is mixed bed. So this has been running for about a day and a half, and I've run about 300 gallons through here. And you can see that this is more than half exhausted. It is in line with this DI. And that is protecting the anion and cation from dying out, as the mixed bed will catch a lot of that particulate, especially that much mixed bed. So I'm very confident that we have amazing water coming out, which is why I'm doing another 200-gallon water change today. So the only thing I'm super high on that's a toxin is aluminum, and I'm going to, I took out 350 milligrams per liter last water change, and with the next one I only need about 100 milligrams per liter lower to be within acceptable standards for the tank. I'll share as I did last week, I will share my ICP results this week. I am deficient on some metals in there because I'm trying to pull metal out. I have a whole bunch of ChemiPure blue in the sump. Now, once I get this aluminum out, all of that can come out. I can go to regular ChemiPure, activated carbon plus, blah, 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 and I'll be in a good spot. I can get those other elements back up there. But my main thing today is the aluminum. So I'm gonna pull that out. I also removed, if you've been following, I had BioPure blocks in there. Now, after I removed those blocks, the aluminum dropped significantly. So I'm going to have to go to say, never trust. It's hard, I won't say never trust. It's hard to trust any biomedia, especially the bricks, because they use bonding agents that have metals in them. They end up leaching metals into the tank. More than not, it's a problem for reefers. So it's hard to say. What I ended up doing, I had a bunch of extra just life rock, and I threw the life rock in the sump. What you want to do too, just quick reef tip, you want to soak any rock, any dry rock that you're putting in, soak it in RODI at least overnight, because it's going to release ammonia as that rock saturates and releases gas. So we soaked that, put that in the sump, removed the BioPure. Things are looking good. Now with this badass filtration behind me, I think after this water change, I'll be right where I need to be. So yeah, that's my update for this week. So be sure you follow my channel, take a moment, look down in the post, follow AquaFx's channel as well. Amazing company. If you have any RODI needs, please feel free to reach out to them. This is not a paid endorsement. I'm not paid by any way. I paid for the equipment behind me. I just have gone through 2 RODIs and a ton of whole house filtration system since I've been here trying to get this reef under control. I have corals that have grown for 6 years. I lost half of them in the transition because well, it should have been running for 3 to 4 months before we moved the animals. Then we had this water issue. So it's been running for 3 to 4 months, and I'm just getting the water issue under control. And then this is all of the, sorry, there's a bunch of crap here, but this is all the whole house filtration that I have going on before it goes to that filter. And it's just amazing that the TDS is still that high. You would think there's 3 sediment filters on that, a well filter, and 2 water softeners. Yeah, thanks, Port Richey. Anyways, be sure to follow the channel. Be sure to follow AquaFx, check them out. Any RODI needs. I wish I would have talked to them when I first set this tank up. I thought I had good guidance at the time. Well, yeah, I didn't have someone with their head in the game, but that's okay. Well, things happen, and I'm super happy. I wish I had called them from the start. I would have saved a ton of money, so thank you guys. What I like about the AquaFx unit behind me, each canister here is 2.5 pounds of media. Now this canister pops out, and you screw off the top. There's a filter on there. Actually, I've got an extra one here. And all right, I'm trying to hold the camera and show you. But this comes out, and you are able to add your own media in there. So that was a carbon bed. We replaced 1 carbon with a softening resin to help extract more ammonia from the water, more chloramine from the water. So each cartridge, again, 2.5 pounds of media. Now, these larger ones, I believe it's 8.5 pounds of, let me see, does it say there? I believe it's 8.5 pounds of media per cartridge. These are 2.5 pounds, and you can just refill those. Of course, the DIs are usually like that, but I like the carbon block. You can buy the carbon in bulk and just fit that on there. If you have really bad water and you're going to go through a ton of carbon like I am, it's better to buy it in bulk rather than having to buy that carbon cartridge that goes in there. Then you're looking at a larger cartridge, blah, blah, blah. I think this is just going to be more cost effective. So that's most what I like about it. It came ready to use. Everything was pre-plumbed. All I pretty much had to do was mount it and then kind of connect everything. I added this DI on. My water situation's probably not like most. At my previous house, my filter sets would last me 1.5 years before I had to consider replacing anything. These will last me probably 1,000 gallons, if not more. Hopefully with the little add-ons I did on there more. So yeah, with the pressure booster on there, it can handle up to 80 PSI and make 500 gallons per day. Looks like without the pressure pump, I'm running 44 pounds of pressure just from my line in on there. With the pump running, and you're able to dial that in with the waistline there. There it is. Sorry if I can see. They send it with this valve already attached, so you can screw that and just adjust your waste flow and pressure. But at 80 pounds, with the original 2 carbons on there, I was still getting light levels of chloramine getting through. Now I think I can turn it on, but I really don't have a need to make it that fast right now, so I have it off just so that everything spends a little more time in the cartridges to go through. And you know, I'm just being careful. I've had water issues for 3 to 4 months, so I'm just can't wait to get this tank to where it needs to be. I've lost half of the coral I've grown for the last 6 years, and I want the rest to flourish and get together. And I'm actually waiting to cut and then glue together to hopefully naturally graft in the tank some of those corals. But I don't want to cut them and do any undue stress before I can get the water parameters perfect. I've done this for 6 years. I had, in my 120 gal, you know, perfect water. The town that I was in actually had an RODI plant that was a half mile down the road from me. So my line in TDS over there was like 2 to 4. Yeah, and I'm like, that 477, that was 600 a few months ago. So yeah, it's getting a little better here, but it's taking time. So yeah, sorry, I am sweating my butt off down here. I live in a stilt home. It's Florida, it's the summer. I'm in this garage. I have my lovely chiller here blowing warm air on me. So forgive the sweatiness, I am a hot mess down here. So up to the tank for maintenance while the salt mixes. So if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe to my channel. Please turn on notifications. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, please take a moment, go to my profile, check out my YouTube link and subscribe to me on YouTube. I would so appreciate it. I'm trying hard to get to 1,000 followers. And this channel is all about just my firsthand experiences running a reef. Now, I am so blessed to have a reef tank that I never in my life thought I would be able to achieve.